This episode is brought to you by our friends at BLOOMS, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
BLOOMS' three-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey, where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.
All right, we'll give them a round of applause. The boys are in town. Come on to the stage, lads. We've made them wait long enough. First of all, thank you to everyone that's rocked up today. Amazing effort, and it's great to see so many faces. The boys are really keen to finish the season in person. Obviously, a grand final review. We spoke about doing a podcast, but the boys wanted to do it here and live. And it's worked out perfectly. Couldn't have had a better day and turnout. And little shout out to the Sporting Globe as well. What an elite setup. But how are we, lads? What have you been up to?
Oh, a little bit.
You start off, mate, because your name's first on the thing.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, going well, mate. We've spent the last few days together in each other's pockets. He's probably sick of me already by now, but yeah, we've been good.
I've heard that the shoulder's good enough to play basketball, but not the triathlon like you did yesterday or whatever it was.
Hang on, he didn't do the triathlon. He did a 10K run, so let's not pump that up too much.
What happened there, Dunks?
Well, for those that don't know, if Ads hasn't told you yet, he had shoulder surgery last week. So
proof is in the pudding here. See, he had a little shoulder up on Thursday.
So he pulled out of the bike leg. Was it the bike leg? Of the Noosa Tri yesterday. And I had to do the run because I had to shuffle it around. So I had to, again, cover for him. And, he missed out. But then he was good enough to be playing basketball the night before.
And I won too, so that's all that matters.
Every shot that he missed, he just playing, oh, shit, a shot. But no, it's all good.
As you can tell, we're not competitive at all.
I love it. Let's talk about what you've been up to since... now, listen, guys, we're going to get into the grand final and we're going to talk about the Brownlow and how you beat the Bond, but you got robbed at BNF and how you're flat about that. Yes. We'll talk about all of that, but let's just talk about what have you been doing since the grand final finished and the season finished?
Since the grand final finished, we had about a week of celebrations, and then everyone sort of went their own way. I had a couple of weddings, so I had Tipper's, my partner's cousin got married in sort of country Queensland, so that was pretty cool to get out there and see a different part of life. It was cool. And then came back for a few days in Noosa, and then Tipper and I went to Vanuatu for a very chill holiday, which was... it was a different experience, but very nice. Like just to be able to put the feet up and really relax in that beautiful sunshine. It was only 2.5 hours flight from Brizzy, so if anyone wants to go for a quick holiday overseas, that's a good spot. And then we had Charlie Cameron's wedding on the way back after that. So other than that, just been hanging around with this bloke and enjoying our time together, as we don't get much these days, which has been nice. And chilling other than that.
Love it. And you've also had surgery. Your eye looks much better than it was the other week. Talk to everyone about that one.
Yeah, my eye looks bad, it's actually from surgery. It's not anything else. So I had a pterygium, which is like a sunburn on your eye. Some people might have heard of it before. And what they do in surgery, it takes like an hour. It's pretty quick. They like peel it back like a scab and then take a skin graft or a graft from underneath your eyelid and glue it on the front. So that's why it's a bit red and gross right now.
Is it sore?
It was horrendous for about 4 days, but now it's good. I can see again.
Any excuse to chuck those glasses on? Have you seen him walking around with the glasses that he had on before? Wow,
we don't mind those Rixies. That's all right. Give them a plug.
Rixies are good.
By the way, while we're going, the boys have brought some boots that they've signed, and we're throwing some Rixies in there as well, but it's a silent auction. You didn't want me carrying on like an auctioneer. I've never done that before, but if you wanted to get around that, that's in the back corner, and that'd be great to see. Anyway, back on task. Ads, what about you, mate?
Post-granny, because
you're actually looking quite tanned. You're looking quite tanned.
Thank you.
Don't tell him that.
He looks good. But...
Thank you. I look good with the hat on too, apparently. What have I done? I obviously celebrated the grand final with Josh. I feel like I celebrated harder than what he did. I left at about 6 in the morning the next day. He left a couple of hours before
4:30. Not too long.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I celebrated harder.
It was a week from Dunks. He should have been with you at 6.
Yeah, true. But no, I've obviously finished 4 weeks prior to that. So really just been doing NFL drafts and watching the NFL every Monday. For those who obviously listen to the potty, they know how much I love the NFL, and obviously both of us love the NFL. So My Monday mornings, I get up at 3 a.m. and pretty much just watch the NFL for 2 days. So that's pretty much what my off season is consisted of.
You sick unit. I do the exact same thing. Don't worry. That's very good. Well, let's talk a bit of footy. It's been a huge year.
Hang on. He's been away. You've been away. Tell us about where you went.
Oh, he skipped the holidays.
You skipped a lot.
It's just boring.
No.
I went to Hamilton Island with Kim and Georgie, so that was fun. Enjoyed that.
Why are you skipping the holidays, mate? Come on.
The NFL's more important, mate. And then,
how are you going in the NFL at the moment?
Well, we're actually playing Tommy.
He wants us to
Tommy
shout
this
him
week.
out. Yeah.
In the Aus-American Aces League, which is the big league, we're playing Tommy this week. And his team, what are you? 8-0?
Yeah, about to be 9-0.
We need to score 21 tomorrow with one player.
Yeah.
So we're playing him and, a bit disappointed that
We
we're not
actually
going to
should
beat
have
him.
had something on the line just behind the scenes, but we'll do that in finals.
You're nervous because you're going to go undefeated, then you're going to go out in straight sets.
Yeah, I always lose. I'll come second. I won't lose. I'll come second. Remember that horse, Tom Melbourne? It comes second every race. It's no wonder his name is Tommy. All right, let's talk footy. Now, everyone here loves a bit of footy. There's a lot of... could we do a little cheer? I just want to see how many Dogs fans versus Lions fans. So, come on, get around this, guys. So, we'll start with the Dogs.
Herbie.
So, I want to go 3, 2, 1, and then you'll cheer. So, ready? Doggies fans. 3, 2, 1. Not bad.
Not bad.
Happy with that?
Yeah, but I'm a little bit worried.
I was a bit worried. You wanted to go second, didn't you? You're a bit fun at me. All right, here we go. Lions. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. What do you reckon, Herbie? Who wins?
Neutral.
Yes.
Okay, Doggies. More Doggies fans, Dunks.
Ads always wins, mate. He's had enough.
Except premierships. That's what I Oh, that hurt.
Sorry. It did hurt, didn't it, when everyone was touching those medals? You were looking at me like,
Should have brought me under 15.
When was the last time you won one?
I haven't.
Really?
No, actually, I haven't won a premiership ever. So I've played in, I think I've played in 7 grand finals in my life, even as a junior. Actually, funny, my local footy league, so I'm from Dandenong, I played for Noble Park. In our whole league, we had 4 players drafted to the AFL from this one junior league, and 3 of them were in my team. Myself, Peter Wright, Alex Woodward.
Yep.
You remember Woody?
Yeah.
Riddle me that. How did those 3 players, so us 3, not win a flag? There was 3 players drafted in our league, and we never won a flag.
Defensive transition, mate. They're not seeing them out, are they, Doug?
Too much offense, mate.
Too much high-powered offense.
Anyway, I never won a grand.
They were great footballers as well.
Must mention, though, All-Australian, first Blazer this year.
Round of applause for that. That was a big moment. And an absolute robbery that you weren't. You know, they did the halfway, they did the year, the team. And I don't know how you weren't in there, but it was so good to see you up there. So actually, let's just start about All Australian. What happens on the night?
Oh, okay.
And how were your nerves? I heard you find out early, and I was a bit flat you didn't tell us. Because me and Hibbo were like, surely. And he goes, mate, I'm an All Australian, and I know that he knows already. So I was like, well, this is good.
Yeah, so obviously got the team was announced on the Thursday, and obviously found out on the. I told you straight away. When was that? The Monday?
I don't know, was it?
Monday night? I think it was Monday night. Yeah, got a call from Matty Egan, who's obviously the GM of footy. So, it was pretty cool. I mean, you know, I'll always be grateful, and I appreciate it so much. But I feel like so many years of being close to being an All-Australian and then not being one, I probably didn't appreciate as much as I thought I would have if it was, 5 or 6 years ago. But yeah, it's obviously great recognition and something that, coming into the AFL, there's things that you want to achieve in your career, and obviously premiership is the number one, it always will be. But little things like, being an All-Australian is something that will always be, with me. So it's pretty cool.
It's amazing. And where's the blazer?
Don't have it yet.
Don't you?
Nah, so, get sent into the footy club. So
Really?
I'm calling up Kath every single day. Where's the blazer?
That's a stitch up. And do they size you up?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Maybe that's why.
What are you going to do with it? Are you going to frame it, or you love framing things?
Yeah, probably next year's end of year ads and dunks. I'll bring it so you guys can all wear it. Because I don't win premierships, so you can wear the medals and have my jacket on.
Shooter.
Yeah, maybe.
That's very good. Very good. And about your year, talk to everyone. There's a lot of kids in here, but a lot of people that love football as well. Why do you think individually, as you said, it's a team sport, but individually your preparation was elite? you're getting older in terms of years, but your experience and, everything, and you're all Australian. So what's it come down to this year? Why was it
Tell
better
the
than...
truth.
Why was, yeah, don't be
Tell the
lying
truth.
either.
What do you mean?
Just tell the truth.
What do you think?
It's because he relaxed a little bit. He was
Yeah.
so... If he lost a game, he'd be filthy. You wouldn't be able to talk to him.
He's not wrong, yeah. It's only taken me 13 years to get to the level to not stress. But, no, I think that's obviously... that was probably the big thing. I mean... Believe me, I still crack the shits. I mean, Josh
Not
and
as
I
bad.
didn't speak
Not as
after,
bad, trust me.
after they flogged us in round 11 or 12, whatever it was. But
Oh, yeah, he didn't shake my hand after the game.
Oh, that's a disgrace.
we did shake hands.
I had to go up to him and he just would not talk to
But
me.
we still shook
called me the
hands.
next morning and he was like, sorry, mate.
There's a lot of it's a lot of work to be done still, you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he holds grudges. But I feel like I just appreciated it a lot more. And when I say appreciate it, I feel like I just didn't ride the highs and lows as I used to. But I think that comes with maturity. Unfortunately, it's taken me, that was my 13th year, so it's taken me a long time to, not be too disappointed. But I feel like there's always that disappointment inside of me, but I was able to manage it a little bit better than probably what I have previously. So I feel like that will always hold me in good stead going forward, and it's the reason why I keep playing, because if I didn't have that, I feel like then what's the point of me playing? Because, I'm only here for one reason, and that is to win a flag, and that's the only reason why I'm still playing. Otherwise, I would have retired.
Love it. And when you say managed it, I love getting into the detail. What were you doing differently?
Oh, I just wouldn't... Well, for example, I'll probably...
Eating ice cream throughout the week.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Yep, breathing out a little bit. That's good, though.
What are you talking about? No, I just feel like I just wouldn't... I guess feel like it's my fault. That's probably the big thing, where I would largely blame myself for us not winning. Historically gone, I'd always wear the weight of it and feel like, what can I do better? How come we're not winning? And far out, watch clips and see me miss a kick or whatever it may be, and really let it affect me. So I can see him smiling over there. He's probably coming up with something in his head, But yeah, I just felt like I didn't let it affect me as much, and I just moved on quicker, except when we lost to Brisbane.
That one means a little bit more, doesn't it? That little rivalry game.
Anything I verse him at, I go as hard as I can. And again, example the other day, we were casually shooting the ball around in front of
It turned into a full-on match pretty quickly.
4 10-year-olds who wanted to have fun, and I'm doing 360 layups. Yeah, so anything I'm with Josh at, I want to beat him. But at the same time, as I feel like a lot of people seen, with his success, I celebrate as hard as anybody, if not more than anybody, and I love that. So I love being competitive, but I love celebrating what he achieves, because at the end of the day, yeah, we're competitors, but he's my best mate, and it's like anyone, I just want him to do well, and as much as it burns me, but I still, want to celebrate him as well.
No, well said. It's very special, and the photo of you two was cracker. The one with the cup and the jersey and all that. I was actually going to put it up there, but I thought we'll stick with the logo today. But that was a great photo. Well, let's go to Dunks, because and well said, mate. It's awesome. It's always good to have a mate in your corner. Dunks, the year was bizarre, really. Like, if you just get the lens and come back a bit, everyone kind of rode you off early, and then you just were the hottest team in the competition. Start with the start of the year. Like, how was the group? Blokes like you, a bit of experience, you've got a medal, most of them don't. Talk to us about maybe the lowest point.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting... I'll probably go back to last year after the grand final and losing that one by 4 points. In the end, there were plenty of moments that we all wanted to take back. So starting the year with a full head of steam was the way that we wanted to approach it. And we got knocked off by the Blues up at the Gabba in opening round, and that was a stiff game as well. We were 35 points up at quarter time, and they just piled on some goals and we gave up some momentum. So that was disappointing, but all the little things I think in our game we were still doing. So even though when we got to after the Hawthorn game, the bye, that was probably, I think the lowest point, if you're asking me that, was the GWS game in Canberra. They smashed us and they actually embarrassed us in Canberra one night. I think it was a Thursday night Anzac round. We were nowhere near. I remember speaking to Ads after that game. I was pretty frustrated, and everyone was not knowing what was really going on, and the effort wasn't there. Like most weeks, I think when you're playing AFL football, you just want the effort to be there, and if it's not, then there's questions asked, and you want to find out the why because you want to fix it for the week after. And unfortunately, we weren't able to fix it until such time as we got to the bye, and we all had a chat, sat down in a leaders meeting. I remember Fags, all the leaders were sort of like, shit, what's going on? We're in a bit of trouble here. But Fags came out and he was like, nah, boys, look at this. He put it up on the screen. He put all our stats up from the year before and matched it to where we were this year. And if we weren't better this year, we're exactly the same as the year before. So he's like, we're going as well as we were this time last year. So we just got to keep believing, keep sticking together. Everyone's writing us off now, but make sure that you stick together, because if we don't, then it can go south from there. So that was a big turning point for me. I think, even I'll admit I was in that boat of shit, we're probably going to be done for the rest of the year now, but he had that belief and he really got us all on the same page, and from there was, always up.
That's awesome insight as well. And that's the kind of coach he is, isn't it? You don't really, because he's on the bench, he's around the boys. Tactically, someone's probably doing something upstairs, who knows? But those little chats he has that puts a little bit more belief into the group, it's massive. Like, what else was he saying? Like, once you got the win at the first one and the second one, did the group just jump on?
Yeah, there were just little themes. And I think, talk about leadership, for him to do that in that moment where we were down and out. Honestly, we were down and out. And we could have easily just given up at that point and started playing some younger players and look to the future. But he had this belief, and that's the type of person and coach that he is. He just backs you into the hills. Like, even if you're having a shit game or whatever you're doing, like he'll know exactly what your role is, and he'll make sure that you know that on the field. And that's why he's on the bench all the time, because he wants to have those conversations in the moment. And Ads will say the same thing. Like, in the moment, it's the best time to be able to teach players, and he's always so good at that. So, yeah, little things. I mean, you just remember so many moments throughout the year where he pulls the trigger on potentially a seventh or a game-changing thing, and it just happens. He just manages to find a way. And Bevo, my experience under Bevo was exactly the same. In 16, I remember him doing little things that you were just like, wow, is that going to work? And it just does. Like, things just happen for a reason. And I think Fags is a great leader of the Lions, Bevo a great leader of the Bulldogs, and both tremendous coaches in their own ways.
Well said, mate. Well said. And I just want to get to the back end of the season now, because the grand final, like it's so cool to see and hear about all the stories. But the final series, I mean, we'll start with you know how much I love the Giants. I was just sitting there going, I can't lose right now. But I couldn't believe what you did to the Giants in the last quarter, in the start of the third. After that, was that one of the best wins you've had?
Yeah, I think that I was saying before to a couple of guys up the back. That was our. I think when you're playing a final series, you want to just have the belief. And our motto for the club was believe. And it was ironic that game really shaped the rest of our final series. I think the Carlton game, obviously the first one up at the Gabba, was an unreal effort from all the boys. But then to come back from where we were against the Giants, who I think were the best team in the comp this year, up until that point, I think that was a big moment for us. And from there, everyone was just on the train of being, righto, we can do this. Like, I think a similar thing happened in 16 when I was at the Dogs. We beat the Hawks, the reigning premier, at the MCG in the semi-final, and from there we just had the unity and the belief that we could do it. So from that position onwards, it was like, whoever's in front of us, we're going to get them.
Who were some players that took the next step, you reckon, with leadership? Obviously, we're going to talk about Will Ashcroft coming back, but you missed there's a lot of big injuries. I remember a couple of ACLs at the start of the year. That's when everyone's like, oh, they've lost the halfbacks. There's a few issues there. They're losing, and then it all turned around. But who were some of the players that you remember in those games that just stood up and probably took the next step?
I think our younger guys were all incredible. Obviously, Joey Danaher was one that stood up in that Giants game, and all through final series he was awesome for us. But guys like Jasper Fletcher, someone that not many people would talk about because he's a young player and he might come in and out of games, but some of the moments that he had in that Giants game, like that goal that he kicked on the run from 45 and ran 30 metres before it, to get to that position, guys like Kyle Lohman, Logan Morris in his first year were very impressive. I just feel like the maturity built throughout the year, and probably hear me say it a bit, but we have this motto at the club, and it's like, you don't lose, you learn. So throughout the start of the season, we were learning through all those games that we lost and taking those habits and behaviours that we didn't like and working on them and making sure that when the time come at the right time of year, finals, that you're doing it well. So I feel like the peak of that performance was grand final day, but all throughout the final series we were working on it and continuing to get better.
And then Big O goes down as well, like someone that's, I think everyone can see what kind of character he is. Like to see how happy he was for Darcy and afterwards, but that says not only is he a great man, but that's that culture. It must be something else to see someone like that just be up and about for the group, because you can go either way, that position. But yeah, how was that week? Like, were you guys even surprised how up and about he was, or is that just the way he is?
Nah, it's the way that he is. He's a stalwart of the footy club. Like, the way he is the culture. You see it firsthand, and he represents that. Cares about everyone so much that if he missed out on a grand final spot or a medal, he was going to celebrate harder than anyone. He actually was. He was probably one of the last blokes there on Mad Monday, which is good. But yeah, it churns away at me and all the other boys too that he wasn't out there on grand final day. So that's what gives us a bit of motivation, as the other boys too, with the ACLs and whatnot. So there's so many guys that deserve what we got that didn't, unfortunately. Well, they obviously celebrated it, but weren't out there on grand final day. So there's so much eagerness and energy to be able to make sure we get back there and get them one.
Well, let's get to grand final day. You've won one at the Dogs. Now you've won one at the Lions. What was different? What did you enjoy more this time? Obviously you've been there, got a big experience on your side. Talk to us about the lead up and then the day. Just get right into it.
I think both were very similar stories. Like the way that it all transpired, like being outside the four. We played a home final instead of an away final, but everyone wrote us off pretty much. Said we couldn't do it. So many screenshots of little media messages that you keep receipts for and put up in the locker room and whatnot. But yeah, it was just an incredible journey. Thinking back now, it was all a bit of a blur, both of them. But I did say to myself, if I ever got back there after 16, that I'd celebrate harder, and I certainly did that, which was great.
That begs the difference. Not long enough.
I was better.
Well, he was there. So the night of the game, I've had all my game stuff go through my body. My guts is churning, so I couldn't even have a beer. And he's just like, he's been on it for 3 weeks and he's necking it. But that's true.
Well, apparently I'm the one full of excuses. Excuses galore over here.
Oh, but no, the game was pretty special. The whole lead up, the grand final week, we did differently this time than last year, because last year we felt a little bit rushed and the energy wasn't really there on grand final day. I think we ran out of legs in the end. So we came down Wednesday, embraced the vibe and told all the boys to pretty much do whatever they want until Friday morning when the captain's run was on. Sorry, Thursday main training, which was then a day and a half later. And then we had captain's run on Friday and the grand final parade and whatnot. So I feel like the way that we prepared was a lot better this year, and it showed on grand final day. But the game itself, a bit of an arm wrestle early. First quarter was pretty hot. I remember it being a beautiful day here in Melbourne, which you don't get many of these days, do you, mate?
Oh, you have this week. This week's been unbelievable. But yeah, it's been a tough winter.
No, but beautiful conditions. Obviously coming up against Sydney, who we thought were the best team outside of the Giants probably that we'd played throughout the year. The Cats touched us up too up at the Gabba, but those two teams were really impressive. And yeah, we knew that obviously their strengths that they had throughout the season were their main players, and if we could take that away from them, that it would go a long way into helping us, succeed on the day. And we had a lot of plans in place, few different roles and that kind of thing. But I think everyone did their little bit, which helped. And then that second quarter was, I will say the first quarter we kicked a lot of points at the start, so we weren't really. Everyone was bagging us all year for not kicking goals, but we could have easily gone into our shells. But through the lessons that we'd learned, we carried on and made sure that we kept, peppering the goals. And the second quarter just went bang, 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 and all of a sudden we were 30 points up. And I think everyone really stayed in the moment quite well. All the voice out there was not about, oh shit, we're going to win this thing. It was all about the process and sticking to it and making sure that we carried on throughout the rest of the game. And I just remember the last 10 minutes is probably the vision behind the goals. You'll see all the boys, like we get taught to get back and help in defence. There'd be like 10 blokes that are walking behind the ball because we knew that we'd won. So, such an unbelievable moment, and the memories will last forever. But very grateful to be involved in it.
Nah, well said. Is there anything that stands out? Like any funny conversations with the 10 minutes to go? Like just running past teammates and just, I mean, that must be an amazing feeling knowing you're good to go, you're done.
Oh, yeah. There was so many times I ran up to Huey. It was actually, we watched the game back the Sunday after, and we were at a pub in Brizzy, and he ran up to me like, I think Luke Parker kicked one of his 3 goals that he kicked in the last quarter, and Huey sort of ran up to me and was like, we got it. Sorry, excuse the lane. But he was like, we've actually got this. And I was like, yeah, mate, let's go.
You probably don't start chasing, do you? You start seeping forward, try to kick a sausage?
All I seen was that. I was probably 20 beers deep by that stage. I could definitely see the boys hugging when Sydney were kicking goals, the Brisbane boys were hugging each other.
Oh, it's so good. And then, Dunks, obviously everyone in here would just love to be in that position. The siren goes, the feeling, everything. Like, just break it all down from that moment where you get your medal on stage, but you get to catch up with ads, your family, you're in the rooms, what happens in the rooms, and then obviously there's a function afterwards, but what all happens?
Yeah, I was pretty lucky, actually. The siren went when the ball was getting kicked to me. So I had the ball just after the siren went and just didn't know what to do. You sort of get this rush of blood and you're just like, shit, whatever. Just throw it up in the air, and Huey McCuggage was next to me, and Lockie and Zorks and all that were around, and it's something it's a moment that you just forget, like you just don't know what you're doing, it's just crazy, and then get presented on stage with the medal. But prior to that, the family and Tipper was out on the ground and just emotional. Like I think 16, was my first year, and you don't understand how much it means and how hard they are to win. So this one. Obviously the power of work that goes into it, not only from a player's point of view, but a staff and a club point of view as well. Like, it means so much to everyone involved, and even our fans, the fans as well. Like, they ride the wave with you. So to win it for all of us is incredible, and that feeling you definitely realise after the game straight away, because everyone's running out on the field and celebrating and crying and giving high fives and smiling and laughing and whatever it is. So then to be presented on stage and get your medal, get up on there with the boys and have a good time, and then run around the crowd and see people that you haven't seen for a long time, guys you went to school with, or someone you might have played footy with when you were 16 years old. Like, seeing them in the crowd going nuts is so cool. Holding the cup with everyone, and seeing your best mate in the crowd, 20 beers deep, having a good old time. Those moments are just incredible and ones you'll never forget. But after all that happens, you go down the rooms, you sing the song 15, 20 times, and all the beers start coming out, and you get to spend all those moments with your family and friends, and the people that are most important to you, and everyone that's involved in the footy club too. So then we got our photo together. And then
was it like a professional setup there? Like, is it such a good photo? Is everyone just rolling into a room? You can't remember.
Well, after 16, I remember it. So we had like Hemsworth in the rooms, and that was pretty cool. Like, everyone was like, "Oh, there's Chris Hemsworth." We won a flag. Like, there's Chris Hemsworth. But then I actually got drug tested after the 16 granny. So we were already drinking beers, and I was dehydrated, so I couldn't go for ages. But I was already in the room. So once you're in the room, when you get drug tested, you're in this room and you can't leave. So all my family and that were out the front waiting for me, and I'm getting drug tested. So it took like 40 minutes to get the sample size cup filled up. But I remember that, and I was like, I didn't even get time with my family. This time was incredible, and Adzi was in the rooms, and it was just I don't know. It happens really quickly, but it's such an amazing feeling. And then after that, you sort of go back out on the ground, sing the song. We had a little team meeting, and Fags went nuts and drank out of the cup, which was pretty cool to see. And if there's any person that deserves it, it's him. Like, he's been incredible, not only for me, but I know all the boys as well. So he's one of many people that deserved it.
What's he like? I know, as you said, deserved it. Yeah, 100. Is the first coach to win it without playing? Is that right?
Yep.
Which is amazing, because everyone said you can't win it without playing. He's got no idea. No Coach Fagan was something that someone said to me. But it's just so good when someone breaks that barrier, and he's the first. So trailblazer in that sense. But how was his mood? Because I'd imagine like the stress off the shoulders would have been huge. But also, how happy was he?
Well, I've never seen. So Fags is. If you know him, you see him on TV, right? Like, he's very intense on game day. Like, he's so involved and staring at blokes in the eyes. If you make a mistake, he's staring at you for a bit. You're like, geez, fake, settle down, mate. But off-field, like, during the week, he's fine. He's this larrikin that loves you and cares for you, but I'm not saying he doesn't care for you on game day. But
they're different breeds, coaches, let's be honest.
Like, they're all different in their own ways, but he, in the final series, it was like he got some feedback, or, I don't know, he just thought, maybe I just need to relax. Like, let the boys go, let them have fun, let them enjoy what they're doing. And that was kind of the messaging that we felt from him, and he just became a bit of another player. Like, he was just having fun, loving it, absolutely loving it. And grand final day, same thing, the whole week, just enjoying the moment and just, loving to build up. And that sort of transpired into our game. I felt like, we played with that energy, and he brought a lot of it.
I remember seeing, I don't know if you guys all saw the clip, but when he was just putting the cones down, and the crowd was like, hey! Like, did you just talk about that? Because it was that loud, and I was like, that is elite.
Because he did it the year before, or accidentally did it the year before. And so I was when we were running out for the captain's run, which was unbelievable. I don't know was anyone there, captain's run day? That was so cool. Like, unbelievable moment to run out and just have the whole wing full of Brisbane Lions supporters, like, insane. And I ran past him, I was like, go and do your little cone thing. And he's like, yeah, you reckon? I was like, yeah, go and do it, have fun, mate. Like, get into it. And he's like, all right, I'll go and do it. He walked over and he started. He's just so
I reckon
funny.
he was making the drill up. I was never seen so many cones. Like, what kind of drills?
So you'll see him.
I was on the beers by then.
Mate, he literally goes to the square. There's the goal square, and he walks 5 steps there, 5 across. He's got to be perfect. If it's not, he's nuts. He'll go nuts. So if someone goes and picks up a cone and moves it, he'll blow up big time.
It's hard work. I mean, you boys are on your coach. What's your coaching platform called? We were talking about it before.
Playbook.
It's hard putting cones down, isn't it? In your head, you got this thing drawn up, and you go
shaking, and you're like,
hang on, this cone's too far away. No wonder they can't kick it that far. Yeah. But what drill is it?
It's 5-star hands.
Oh, that's a basic. Jeez, how am I going? Done it 1,000 times. Oh, it's so good. And where are you at this point, Ads? Let's go back to your, like, are you on the, like, how do you just get down to the rooms early, or were you in the stand, or you in the grandstand still?
So, Joshy knew where I was sitting, so we knew, I went with Kim and one of my other good mates, Cooper, and he came and seen us before the game and gave us a hug and wished them the best. And probably about, 10 minutes into the second, I knew they had won, so I started necking it a little bit harder, and I was hoping that he came over our side, and I knew he would have. I knew deep down he would have been thinking about me just a little bit. And then, I think from jokes aside, when we embraced on the boundary line, I'm the emotional one out of us two. I well and truly am. I wear my heart on my sleeve a lot more than what he does. He's a man's man, Joshy, but it's probably the most vulnerable I reckon I've seen him. And he was just telling me, I don't know if he remembers this, he probably doesn't, but he was just telling me how much he loved me and, was thanking me for the support. It's just stuff that I always say to him. And, and it was just such a special moment. And to actually go back and watch that vision, as I say, I'm so proud. I know I wasn't playing, but I'm that proud. And I was so proud that I think the broadcast was able to capture that and see that. And when I was walking away, I had the biggest grin on my face, and everyone was coming up to me, congratulating me like it was me. So, I quickly raced down to the rooms bit where I knew that I didn't have any wristbands because you only get a couple, and he'd exhausted his, as you could imagine. He's got all his family.
For the grand final, you only get 4 wristbands.
Literally, and obviously he's got his mum and dad and Kaiser and stuff. So, lucky Lara, we kept calling Lara, and Lara kept saying, we've got a couple for you. So we waited down in the security bit, and there would have been 150 people there, and 4 people got let in, and Kim and I were 2 of them. So felt like a bit of a dickhead, but I was happy I got through. And then I was drinking the 4X Golds and celebrating with all the Brisbane boys. And it was a very special day, and one that I'll never forget, because as I said, I celebrated as hard as ever, and to be there with him was something I'm proud of.
Well, mate, you're a package deal, and every week you just talk about footy. It's so good. You both can't win it is the reality. So one of you's got it, and hopefully you get one next year. That's the plan. And is the rumours true? You're potentially going to go to the Lions? Is that?
Look at all the dogs.
I'm only staring you guys. But has it ever crossed your mind? Has it ever crossed your mind to link up again? I've got to ask it.
Oh, to link up with him, definitely, but that's probably playing local footy.
Exactly right.
I want to play 100 games for the Western Bulldogs, and I love playing for the footy club. So, unfortunately, probably not.
No, we were talking about it before, because if he plays 100 games and we both have a son, then they could play at the Dogs together.
Oh, father-son. There you go. How many games do you play at the moment?
So I've played 81, I think, for the Bulldogs. So I played 93 or something for Collingwood. I played 80 for GWS and 81, I think, now for the Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Well, there you go. That's what we'll be tracking next year when you're talking, just counting down the days. We'll have to do something. We'll do another live podcast for that one after it to celebrate. Now, you boys start talking to each other, but before you do, just letting you know, guys, because we're filming this is going to go online. So if you've got a question, and please don't be shy, we'd love you to come up. You might even just sit in my seat, have a quick chat to the boys. We might get 2 or 3 people up here. Maybe if you don't be shy. This would be great to see you up here. Ask a couple of questions.
You can ask absolutely anything.
I can roam around at the end, but then you won't be on the camera. So you boys, keep talking, and I'm just going to step aside here and get some people up here and ask you some questions. I think we've got 4 microphones, do we? So we might even, I might just sub out and...
What are we going to talk about?
Well, you guys you do podcasts every week.
Yeah,
have you renewed the contract, boys? Let them know that we're going again next year.
What do you...
Yeah. Do you reckon we should do the potty again next year?
I reckon you can go louder than that. Come on, guys, do it again.
Should we do more of this live? Yeah?
Yeah, it's something that we've wanted to do quite a bit of, being able to... it's hard, obviously, because he's in Brisbane and I'm in Melbourne, but being able to see so many faces who actually support us, and I guess the aspiration behind it was always to just have a connection and have the fans be able to see us away from footy and see what we're like, and I guess see the normalness behind what we are, and it's something that we both love doing. I'm hopeless in setting up and all the technical side of things, and Josh regularly takes the piss out of me, but you should see my setup at home versus his setup. It's a laugh, isn't it, mate?
It is. It's a big laugh, because do you notice it when you're watching on it? Like, you can see how shocking he's... Yeah? You're shaking your head, yeah?
So we've got this microphone. So the microphone is connected to this thing. So there you go, this thing that holds to your mouth.
It's just a little bracket.
I don't know how to tighten the thing, so it falls down every time. So I'm sitting there off screen, holding it like this just to make sure it doesn't fall. Where it's stressing out. Where you go to his perfect setup, camera's perfect there, the lighting's all perfect there. So I'm just the hopeless one out of us two.
Not only with the podcast stuff, with everything. If we're doing something together, I've got to organise it, because he'll probably rock up late or something will be wrong. You always pull out, don't you?
Yeah, he's definitely the professional one out of us two. And you guys actually know that I'm 4 years older than him too. So
sorry, boys, we've got our first guest come up here.
Here we
His
go.
nickname's Snotty. First name Jared. Round of applause. Bit of courage for this. You get the mic now, mate. He's a bit nervous, boys, so ease him in. But he's a big fan.
Got some hard-hitting questions for us?
Big fan.
Hold the mic up. Hold the mic up.
I wouldn't know what to talk about, boys.
All the way from Perth, boys.
You're going to help me out.
I am. I'm going to sit out on the screen. This is your time to shine.
What do you got for us?
I don't know, boys. I just love you. It's I love you.
Shoulder.
I told you, you're my favourite non-Bulldog before you signed, bro.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
When you joined, best day of my life, man. Besides 2016. Besides 2016.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, mate. I really do.
I was there in the crowd 2016. Oh, yeah.
You should be talking to Josh about that, because I wasn't there.
Where were you sitting?
I was there in the crowd actually too.
I was the bay to the left of the Bulldogs cheer squad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I went to levers and stuff with Mitch McGovern.
Yep.
And managed to find him in the crowd.
Yeah.
We sent today.
Having a couple of beers tonight.
Yeah,
What'd you do afterwards in 16?
We went to the Cass.
Went to the Cass?
Yeah. Yeah, with the Albany boys.
Yep.
Yeah, and Govsy in that.
Beautiful.
Did you have a win?
We partied, yeah. We celebrated.
Surely you got a couple of questions for us.
I'm from Southwest WA.
Oh, yeah.
Ads. So he's come down here. How's this? He loves his horse racing as well. So he's got the Ads and Duns podcast and then Melbourne Cup tomorrow, all the way from Perth.
So do we.
So any tips, boys?
Yeah.
You got any tips for us?
Nah, or what's it?
Damien Lane. You like Damien Lane's horse, didn't you?
Damien Lane.
Kovalenka.
Went to school with him. So
Did you?
I think Kovalenko.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Get on him, yeah.
Yep.
$23 I think it's paying at the moment. So.
Yeah, or Damo. I grew up with him. So.
Did you? Seems like you know a lot of people.
I'll be back.
You grew up with a lot of people.
A couple.
Any other questions for us?
Nah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Come on, you got one.
Tommy stitched me
You
up.
got one before you sub
I
out.
stitched him up a little
Tommy
bit.
stitched
His
me
meal
up.
just come out and said, come on, mate, look, just
Surely there's
get up on
one.
I was
stage.
hiding down the back and Tommy picked me out.
So you got nothing for us?
Nah.
Like, what's your favourite food or what's your favourite movie or anything? You got nothing.
We should get I should just get some dirt on Jared. We'll go up to his crew and get some dirt. We'll get him going, maybe. Get him going.
Maybe we interview Jared.
Yeah,
What's your favourite movie, Jared?
Remember the Titans?
Oh, he's not a
Yeah.
movie buff at all. Denzel's in that,
I know,
right?
actually, yeah.
What's your favourite food?
Chicken palmies.
chicken palmy. You get one
Yeah.
tonight?
Parmy?
Simple, bro.
Hang on,
Nah,
Parmy or
I didn't
Parma?
tonight. Parmy.
Parmy?
Parmy, yeah.
Parma.
Nah, Parmy.
Hang on. We'll do that thing we did at the start where Tommy
Parma's a
said 3,
Victorian
2,
thing,
1.
bro.
Oh, yeah. 3,
So
2, 1.
cheer
Palmer.
for, first we'll say
Nah.
Parma. 3, 2, 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, for Parmy now.
Palmy.
3, 2, 1.
Nah, it's
Love
a
that.
Victorian thing. Palmer.
It is a Victorian thing.
Parmy,
It's the
bro.
same as
Here we go. Tommy's got something for
We've got
us.
some mail down here. Do you want to let everyone know?
Jared, big fan, mate. Is it true you got a pillow of ads at home?
Absolutely. I wish.
Should I be worried?
What kind of pillow?
No, that's not true.
What kind of pillow is it?
No,
I believe it is.
stitch me up.
Is that true? Is it true or false?
He's looking and taking
Absolutely
three.
false. Absolutely false.
Why do I not believe that? I feel like you do.
Ads. No.
All right, back to the food question.
Yeah.
Is it a potato cake or a potato scallop?
Scallop.
No!
But that's scallop.
Are you? I
In
thought.
Brisbane, it's scallop.
Is it?
It's a Melbourne thing, bro.
All right, can we do that? Do the
But-
countdown again.
But I'm potato cake, Victorian.
All right, go. Potato cake. 3, 2, 1. Yes. You better cheer loud for potato scallop because you're the only one who's going to.
Nah.
3, 2, 1.
Nah, I'm being thrown on the bus here. Anyway, what's your favourite movie?
Oh, good question.
'Cause I know ads.
Yeah, ads.
Dunks knows.
My
knows-
favourite movie is
got no
Gridiron
knows
Gang.
celebrities, nothing. Yeah.
Gridiron Gang?
Yeah, NFL. Yeah.
Yes, NFL.
Go.
Wait, what'd you say? What's your movie?
Gridiron Gang.
I've never heard you say that.
Yeah, so Dwayne The Rock, he was my idol growing up, so he acted in that movie, yeah. Any other questions?
Good.
Or should we substitute
I'll go
someone
one
in
for
time?
Adam. I'll go one for Adam.
Someone else- Yeah, go on.
Do you still watch mukbangs on eating food?
Yeah, surely.
Does anyone else watch that stuff? Just while
Absolutely.
we've got some.
Do you watch it?
Yeah.
Come on, my man.
Food challenges?
Food challenges,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
I watch
Definitely.
it because I could
The
never
first
ever
time I
do
met
it.
Adam, I went around to his house and he's got this big screen. And he's just watching people eat food. And I'm thinking, what is this?
Bullshit.
That's not a lie. That's not a lie.
You said the first time you met me. The first time we met was
First
in the
time,
cafe.
first time, yeah, it was. That was
Exactly.
true. But the first time I went to your house.
No, I'm a bit weird. Like I'll chuck it on in the gym.
What are you calling me weird?
No, I said I'm a bit weird. Like I'll chuck a food challenge on in the gym because I know like I can't eat it.
And you'll watch
Yeah. So it's like,
and you'll watch the food challenge whilst you're gymming. See, I don't do that.
yeah, I'm a bit weird.
No, you're not weird, man. You are you, which we love. Any other questions for us? Or are we subbing a new person in,
Subbing
Tommy?
someone in.
Surely,
Mate,
sub-
you're going to get the red vest. I've added a few times the red vest, but it's time to give you the red vest. You've got to bring the sub on.
Righto.
Yeah, thanks,
You're out.
Jared.
Big
Thanks,
round of
mate.
applause.
Round of
Get
applause.
someone else in, Tommy.
Over here.
Chloe, round of applause for Chloe and Jared while you're going. Well done, mate. That was super. And I have confirmation
Here
he
we go.
100% has the pillow of ads. He's lying. You're lying. Well done, mate.
It's unbelievable.
I know. He probably has a pillow. Do you have a pillow?
No. No, but I do have lots of posters in my room, though.
That's
Lots
okay.
of posters.
That's
I love that.
Okay, my question. As Halloween's just passed,
Yes.
if you guys could do a joint dress up, what would you guys dress up as together?
Well,
This is
We have-
well done. So good.
have we dressed up as stepbrothers before? Sorry.
Yeah.
Because what did we go as Mad Monday that day?
We did something together, yeah. I forgot.
I reckon it'd be, well, our NFL fantasy team's called the Step Brothers,
Yeah.
so we'd go as probably the Step Brothers.
What? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, but it's hard to dress as that, isn't it? Don't you reckon?
No, you just put the kit on.
Yeah, but what kit?
Go to the dress-up shop and make something up.
Yeah, but don't we have to look like the Step
Yeah,
Brothers?
well, you get a photo and then we do the same thing.
So who's Will Ferrell and who's the other bloke? Will Ferrell and the dude who does Wreck-It Ralph.
I could Google it with your phone stuck in your pocket. I know what you're talking about. It's coming from the name.
All right, well, I'm going to change. I don't think we'll be Step Brothers.
Okay. Be different.
It's a great question, though.
It is
and
it's
keep
a hard
thinking of
one.
another
I'm
one because
trying
you're going
to
to stay
think.
up there. You're on fire.
You are. What would we go?
As you love NFL, you also obviously Halloween.
Yeah, but I think that's
scary.
yeah.
What would you?
Maybe MJ and Pippin. I'll be MJ, you be Pippin.
That'd be right. That'd be right. No surprise.
Nah, because I like wrestling. I feel like we could go as a tag team. And I'm thinking like, do we have wrestling fans at all?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The Hardy brothers. Jeff and Matt Hardy.
Do you know who that is, Herbie? Nah. Does anyone?
Tommy, do you know who Jeff and Matt Hardy is?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say John Cena though. Something
No.
everyone might remember him a bit more than the Hardy brothers.
Oh, well, maybe Shawn Michaels and Triple H, D-Generation X. Do you know them? Next question, I guess.
As both your partners are netballers and your sister, if you were to play netball, what positions do you think you'd be the
Great
best at?
question.
He's on fire.
Love this.
Well, I'm not a real finesser, so I wouldn't be a shooter. I'd probably be a defender, like a lockdown, like I do in footy.
I feel like he would be too.
I'd be like a wing defence, goal defence.
Perfect. Lovely.
Here we go. Here we go.
Goal shooter 100%, I reckon.
I do have a nice shot. No, I can't. I've played one game of mixed. You've played a game before, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
We-
go.
No, just mixed netball at
Yeah,
school.
same. Yeah, so I played one game of mixed netball, and I remember it was when I was 18, and all I remember is so obviously the guy, there was a goal shooter on the opposition team was playing on our goalkeeper who was a girl. So the size difference was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So they just kept throwing the ball to him, and he just kept like plucking it out of her hand. And I thought, this is bullshit. Like, you can't do that. So I went and played goalkeeper, and it was literally just a one-on-one marking competition. So they'd throw it, and I'd fly across, and he'd fly across. So although my aerial skills at the AFL level isn't great, but I feel like I could maybe venture down there.
For sure.
To goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Nah.
Hey, that's not transition to footy.
Not a defensive bone in your body, mate. No.
Anyway, more questions?
Well, I think that's what I
You got
had,
some
and
footy ones though, because you're a big Lions fan.
Yes,
So we might as well.
obviously besides the grand final, what was the most memorable moment of your seasons?
Mine's easy. I'll just go. Mine was my 250th. So I ran out with Georgie, and he came down, and that was very special. That he actually had a game 2 days later, so he flew down to Melbourne and watched. So that's the best memory I've had at AFL level.
I would probably... This year, you mean? Yeah?
Yeah, this year. Yeah.
I always probably go back to that moment I mentioned before with Fags. So that after that Hawthorn game, but then beating the Doggies was pretty good too.
Do you think it was quite funny that you kicked the first goal for Bulldogs and then you kicked the first goal for Brisbane of that game as well?
Tell them what you told me. Tell them what you told me after... sorry, I can't hit your shoulder. After I kicked that goal.
I don't remember. I was that angry. I would have called him I don't know, a CUNT or something.
You were just like... he said something like... Nah, I'm not going to repeat it.
Did you say anything back though after you kicked one?
No.
I walked
was
up and
chirping.
smiling because I was
smiling.
like, how good's that? And he's just taking it full serious. I'm fuck off.
I remember the build-up because we were talking to Brooke. Big shout-out to Brooke's Blooms, by the way. She's tuning in at home. So let's give her a round of applause. She'll be able to see
Brookie.
this.
Herbie
We've got
representing.
Herbie in the building. Everyone get around Herbie.
Herbie's representing.
Without Herbie, we wouldn't have had all the stock and all the jerseys and all the hats. So well done, mate. Thank you. But I remember texting her and she couldn't believe it. She goes, look how angry Ads is. A minute later, look how happy Ads is.
Well, my goal was a fluke. I don't know if you remember it, but it bounced. It was like off spin. So I didn't think mine was going in. And then when he took that mark, I made sure I went and stood the mark. And I was saying, there's no way you're kicking it, no way. And then he kicks it, of course. Fucking hell. Yeah.
He was filthy.
But I love him. I love him. Any more rippers for us?
Oh God, what about your favourite theme song besides your own, obviously? Outside of your own.
Dogs and Lions. What song?
Like, is there one you can really like get down to and sing your little heart out?
Probably not, no.
I do like... it's not their theme song, but the Never Tear Us Apart Port Adelaide thing.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome to be out on the field for, and at Adelaide Oval with a packed house. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I probably don't have one. I actually can't. Maybe. I don't know. I actually don't know. Couldn't give you one. Yeah, GWS. They're a little bit long, the GWS one. I feel like it goes for a long time, but no, I don't really have one for you. They're all the questions.
We've got some questions for the
Well
crowd.
done.
No, just stay there. You're on fire.
Oh,
While you're
you.
thinking next, your questions are amazing. We're going to just ask one from the floor here. So introduce yourself and then ask a question.
Ava, I was just going to ask, like, what you do in the preseason, like, in terms of training and stuff like that.
Adam does nothing, and then he comes out for the games and just dominates. That's what he does every year. He just
That'd be
pulls an
nice.
injury and doesn't have to do pre-season, comes out when match sim's on and no worries.
You know that's a blatant lie.
That's actually not a lie.
No. We're talking off-season training.
Off-season or
away from the
pre-season?
footy club.
Oh, yeah, off-season, yeah. Or
Obviously,
both.
no, okay.
The polar
Right.
opposite. I train every single day. Off-season, I guess the onus is on you to stay somewhat fit, and then you generally get a training program and you follow that. So, as I said, we're well and truly into ours. I finished 2 months ago now, and he's only been done for about a month now. So, his first running session was only a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so the club gives you a good period off, but it's very, specific. It's easy access. You go onto an app, which most footy clubs have, and you essentially just follow a program. And then when you get back to training, there's guidelines that they expect those players to meet. So, for example, we have a 2K time trial, which I won't be doing, but we have a 2K time trial. And there's players that have an expectation and they know what time they have to come back and run and they've got to do it. So that's just an example of one of many things.
You pretty much do 3 running sessions a week at all clubs and 2 or 3 weight sessions outside of the club. And then when you come back, you do the same thing. It's just in-house.
Thank you for the question. I'm going to have to walk around because everyone's a bit shy, but I know this family, they were here early. We gave them the VIP setup. So you got to give me you kids have to, girls, you got to give me
Down
a
the
question.
front
Actually, round of applause first. Sorry. You're outstanding. Come on, kids. All of you can come up, all together. Come on.
Come on, get up here.
One mic and you can rotate. Don't be shy.
Jump up.
Yeah, you jump up in the hot seat. Come on, girls. It's a team package deal, you girls. Pass you that one. You just can rotate round. Oh, round of applause for the girls. They're a bit nervous.
What do you got for us?
What do you miss most about playing together?
What a question.
I miss the fact that he gives me the ball when I go to goal. I feel like something that we did from the first time we played with each other, right before the siren went. So we'd have our huddle, Bont would give us our speech. We would find each other, wish each other the best, tell each other we love each other, and then play. So I miss that. Obviously away from the obvious stuff, which is, how good he is as a footballer. So that's probably what I miss.
Yeah, me too. One thing I miss too is celebrating his goals harder than what he would celebrate his goals. There's a lot of pictures of me when he kicks a goal just like celebrating harder than him. Giving him the ball to allow him to do that.
Surely you've got to have 1,000 questions.
I don't know.
You don't want to ask anything? Okay.
Okay, what about the best part that Kimmy and Georgie are now living back with you?
Oh, great question. What is it?
Well, honestly, I don't know how you've done what you've done with Kimmy and Georgie and still being the person and player that you've been, mate. Like, it's incredible. Everyone should look at that and be inspired by the relationship that you guys have got. So, very happy for you.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Dunks. That's nice and sweet. Come on, Ads, give him something.
I did.
Just sitting there like a mute.
Yeah, he's just been vulnerable. You told him he's never vulnerable. Now he is, and you're not getting around him.
No, obviously it was challenging, but the thing is with Kimmy, she's if you were to meet her and know what she's like, as Josh knows well and truly, she's as competitive as anything as I am. So there can be some fun days in the house, but there can be some challenging days in the house when there's Monopoly and whatnot being played. But it's obviously something that I don't take for granted now that I can be around them every day. And Georgie in particular, she's 5 in March next year, and she's well and truly her own person. And actually asked her the other day. I think you were there. Were you there when we asked her Georgie, what are you going to do when you're older? What do you want to do? And she actually said she wants to play football. So Kimmy wasn't overly happy with that. But, So, yeah, it's special being around him and to be able to have Georgie come to training. And I've got no doubt the boys are probably sick of seeing her already because she's always around. And, she's her own person and she's got a great personality. So, yeah, I just appreciate being around them and the fact that they can now live the highs and the lows with me and not have to do it via a screen. It's pretty cool.
Would you rather take goal of the year or mark of the year?
Well, I thought I was a chance this year with the goal that I kicked, but I guess
He was ringing me up saying, "What do you reckon? Like chance or what?" And I was like, "Nah."
a bit stiff, I reckon. But
Do you mean it?
Yeah.
He was having a shot. He says he wasn't having a shot. He was definitely having a shot.
No, I'll tell you what I was doing. I was kicking it in that direction and hoping that the ball went in, and it did. So whether that's having a shot or not, you be the judge. But, I would rather kick goal of the year.
Mark of the year for me. I reckon that'd be awesome.
Lastly, are you still playing the keyboard? Practicing?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to learn. Look, I'm trying to get out of my shell, not like this bloke, and try and learn different things. And self-taught keyboard, absolutely horrendous, but I'm trying.
Was that on one of the potties?
Yeah.
Yeah. Him playing it properly?
Not properly.
Not properly.
You don't want to hear it properly. Great question.
question.
Oh, you got more? Love
Yeah,
it.
I've got one for you, Dunks.
Yep.
What was better, playing for the Doggies in their premiership or for the Brisbane premiership?
This is...
Don't sit on.
what a
Don't
question.
sit on the fence here.
It's
Do
a hard
not
question.
sit on the fence.
I think both have their positives and negatives, but mostly positives. Like I said before, I think when you come into the system, it's all a bit of a whirlwind. You don't really understand how much it takes and how much hard work it takes and what goes into it from not only the players but the staff and the footy club and the fans. So I definitely knew that the second time round with the Lions, but that's not saying that I can't sit on the fence and say both were incredible.
That's it.
Girls, well done.
Well
Round
done.
of applause.
Thank
That
you
was
so much.
awesome. You're making me look silly, ladies. Thank you. Back to the VIP seats. All right, who else has got a couple of questions? Hands up. Otherwise, we'll get back. There you go. Thank you, mate. You make my job a bit easier.
Ads.
Yes.
How are those stitches holding up after Dunks has given you about 1,000?
He doesn't even
shoulder
have...
massages?
He's got no stitches.
No
It's
stitches.
just-
I do.
It's just a little Band-Aid
Ah, there you go.
with some ink underneath it to make it look bad.
No, can't you see the
at that.
bit of dry blood there from
good.
Josh whacking me on the shoulder?
The second thing I was going to ask about is you both touched on, you're talking about how much happier and relaxed you've been throughout this season and how much better you've played because of that. I know Chris Fagan, he's been talking about if you're walking on thin ice, you might as well dance and that sort of more relaxed attitude to the game. How much do you think how important is it having a good mentality and a good sort of mental space is for your game in general?
Yeah, I think it goes for life. Like if you have a positive outlook on everything, you enjoy what you're doing, then that's the most important thing, and that'll help you be the best person or player for us that we can be. So I would just highly recommend being positive, and Ads, you can talk more about the mental space because you've probably been through a little bit more than what I have, but I think being happy is definitely the number one thing that will help you put your best foot forward.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I mean, we commonly get asked this as athletes, but as Josh mentioned, I feel like anybody should be able to, dive into their mental space and realise that it's such an important part of our lives. And the fact that it's now spoken about and has been spoken about probably the last 5 or 6 years is great. I feel like we can still improve in that area. To have success, you've got to obviously face challenges and face adversity. And the ones who commonly have balance in their life and are able to manage the challenges are the ones who will bounce out of those adversities and end up having success. And it took me a long time to, be able to be comfortable to talk about my challenges, but to then find something that really helped me. And as we've mentioned earlier, that, it's taken me 13 seasons to really relax. And whether that's to do with my mental health or not, probably not necessarily, but it is a little bit to do with that. And, some things may work for me that won't necessarily work for you or work for you or whoever it may be. And it's just really important that if you do feel like, hey, I don't feel right, I feel like I'm really struggling, to be able to reach out and talk to someone. And that was the biggest thing for me, to be able to reach out and talk to the closest people in my life, and as I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and you know when I'm flat, you know when I'm upset, and Josh could be the first to admit that. He would know straight away when something's on my mind or when I'm really struggling. But for me, it's easy to be able to talk about that, and the fact that he knows that, it's great, because if I'm talking about it, means, you know, it's important to me. But this is what I need. I need to be able to let go of what I'm stressing about, and that then follows into performance or whatever it may be. Could be school, could be work, could be anything. So I would just always encourage to be aware of mentally how you're going, and if you do need help, make sure you talk and find that.
Thank you. One more question, sorry. This one's for Dunks. So, you are the only player to have ever won 2 premierships that have played in a team that were outside the top 4 and win the grand final. When do you predict that will happen again? The next player will pass that.
I don't know. One of the Bulldogs boys probably, because they've done it before. So, all the Lions boys now. I think it just comes back to what I was saying before. Like I was saying to the boys up the back earlier, the belief from when you start to realise that you can go all the way is the number one thing that definitely helped both teams do that. And there were certain moments throughout the year that held us in good stead at that time, this year and in 16. So making sure that you're building those good habits to be able to peak at the right time. It's all about timing. A lot of people will say that too. So for us, it just happened this year, and in 16 it happened as well. So hopefully we can go again next year.
Great question. Round of applause, Dunks. It's awesome. I was just thinking as well, Sydney, they didn't take your father, son. How good did it feel beating them?
Oh, it feels good, but
were you upset they didn't take you at the start?
Well, the way
Be honest.
Be honest.
The way it all worked out, like the first year of the point system came in that year for the draft, and the Swans had Cal Mills as well, who got drafted. I think it was pick 3. So they rated him more than me, which, you know,
Stings.
stings. Still to this day.
2 to you, none to you.
We won't say that, but like the way that it all happened was they didn't really want to go into deficit with points, which no one knew anything about. So it was the first year of the point system with the father-son academy kids. So I'd nominated them. I'd been up there plenty of times, trained with them, knew all of the staff and players, and had so many good relationships there. And when draft night came around, you know, your dream as a kid is to play AFL football, and let alone be drafted. So to be drafted to an AFL club was my dream, and I got to live that out on that night, and whether it was at the Swans or it was at the Dogs. So grateful for the opportunity to play in, you know, the AFL world, or be a part of the AFL world. And unfortunately, it wasn't at the Swans, but I was at the Dogs, and I was very happy, and we beat them 12 months later, so even better.
I love that. Round of applause, because while you're doing that, we've got our AFL tipping competition winner. Ali, come on stage. This will be our last guest. The boys have told me 7:30 we'll wrap up, or around there. That microphone works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, well, talk to us. How do you do it? You tip. There's about 700 people in our tipping competition, and you cleaned up.
Well, every week I tip the Dogs. I obviously can't go
I don't know how
against
she
the
won
Dogs.
if that was the case.
That must have been the trick, because no one else was tipping them towards the end of the season when you started getting a few more wins. The Lions helped with that as well. But it was a bit of a fluke. It was very stressful the last couple of weeks. It was very tight with me and a couple of the other people in there, but I ended up coming away with the win, which was awesome.
Well done. And do you boys tip during the year? Or are you just not interested?
Well, we do our weekly potty one where we sort of give our thoughts on certain games and the matchups coming up. And who won that this year, mate?
Next question.
But it's hard, isn't it? Do you find it very hard?
It's very hard, yeah.
And you know the game better than anyone.
Oh, it's very, very hard.
You think when you're in the game, you think you've got it sorted, but then something happens, you just like, wow.
Yep.
Like I remember the Port Adelaide Hawthorn game where everyone was thinking this is early in the year, and then the Hawks were like smashing them early, and then Port come back and kick that goal like with 1 second to go, and it was like, what the heck's going on? This year was probably one of the craziest years of footy I've ever seen.
Yeah, the equalisation's been big, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Massive Dogs fan. Couple of questions for the boys. Used to live in Noosa, plays football as well, back down in Geelong now. But any football-related questions, Ali?
Or any related question. You can ask us anything.
Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Probably something more off footy, just some random ones. What do you think? Like, do you have a song that you listen to before a game that really gets you pumped up before a game? Both of you.
Well, funny story. We used to travel to games together when I was at the Dogs all the time, and Adsy used to have these certain songs that we used to have to play. Do you remember what they were called?
I used to drive 40 minutes out of my way just so we could drive together. So let's just put that firstly there. I remember one.
What was it?
What's the song again?
I've still got the song saved on my phone. Where's my phone?
Was it? Oh yeah.
Sing it. Sing it.
How to sing it?
What about? It was like looking at me or something.
You're looking for me. Looking for you.
me.
Looking for me or looking for you? Maybe we just play it. It's a very, trust me. No, type it in.
No, hang on. I've got it here.
Go
Look,
search.
look, it's on my thing.
Oh, there.
Here, right here. Look.
Looking for me. Play
Still
it on the
saved.
mic. You know this song?
It's a banger. Keep it going.
Anyway, you can pause it there.
That was one. Hang on. Bit of a DJ here. Adsy then would come to me the next week and say, "You've got to play this one in the car."
Good song.
I've still got the playlist here.
True that, actually. That's pretty crazy.
We should share that playlist. We'll do that tomorrow.
Numb? Oh, that was one of mine. You got to fast forward to the where it's like singing. Well, it's not really singing. It's just more of a beat. So,
you know when everyone's listening, like, Jesus, maybe it's not as good as I thought. I like it, Ads. I like it.
It's just those kind of like. I don't really have a specific song. I actually don't really listen to music on the way. Nah, I don't. I really don't.
Me either.
So the clubs nowadays they have like a big like a DJ set now. We have like a DJ set now, and we have guys that you got Charlie Cameron who does the music at your one, doesn't he? Yeah. So we have, I think Bonty does ours mainly, and that's just get blasted in the change room. So yeah, we don't really listen to music.
No, that's awesome. I mean, they're just some upbeat songs that pump it up, I guess.
What about you?
Yeah, we have a similar thing. Someone just brings a big speaker and one person takes control, but similar. We had a question over here from Kate. Kate was going to ask, how did you guys form your bond when you first moved to the Dogs?
I always answer this. I want to hear your version.
No, what do you reckon?
No, well, how to talk about when we first met.
Well, apparently it's when we were watching mukbangs in my room. So. I feel like you go.
No, because what happened? We went to a cafe. We talked and
I just feel like I just feel like we just hit it off.
I'll say it. Look, we both that year. We both had our own
Collingwood moved me on. That was a year when
stories and things that happened in life, and I think we were vulnerable to each other straight away, and that's what made us so close initially. And from that moment, we just knew exactly what made each other tick and things that we weren't so impressed with in life. So I feel like the connection was there straight away. Would you agree?
Yes, I definitely do.
And then we had some nice lunch or brunch, and then we went back to my house straight away.
Yeah, we did.
He just invited himself over and said, "Kim, come on, we're going to Josh's house."
And then I never left.
And then never left, kept shooting basketball out the back and saying how good he was.
What were your first impressions of each other? First impressions.
I would love to know what because he's a harsh judge. I love everyone. I look at the good in everyone when I see him. Where he's a little bit harder than that. So I'd love to know what your first impressions were.
No, you don't.
What was your first impression?
Oh, look at this bloke from Collingwood. Strutting his stuff, thinking he's a legend. Nah.
No, I had heard that he was, and he is.
Because I live next door to Steele. Yeah. So that's why.
Now that I know him better than anyone, he's the most switched on, professional in life, not just footy, just structured. He's just such a good business. He'd be a great businessman if he was a businessman. And that's the first thing I thought when I walked away from our lunch. I was like, wow, I'm 4 years older than him. I feel like I'm 20 years younger than him because I'm hopeless and he's just got everything set up. So I was mind blown by that. And then I love the fact that for what he's achieved in life, even now, this is speaking now, he is the same to everybody. It doesn't matter what their walk of life may be or anything. He gives everyone the time of day. I've never seen anyone go out of their way more than this dude when it comes to, signing stuff for fans. After training, he'll always go and see people. If we get stopped in the street, he'll chat. I mean, there's times where it's like you just can't be bothered, but he always will. And I seen that and I was like, this is pretty cool. So, anyway, that was my answer.
That's a good answer. I'll go, Dogs, come on, give him something back.
No, he gave me nothing before, so
that was very nice. Actually, round of applause for Az. That was outstanding.
No, we got some more questions.
Ali, you got one more, I think, Ali.
On the food question, you went out for brunch that day. If you had a choice of any meal to go out for, breakfast, brunch, lunch or dinner, what would you choose to go out for?
I'm dinner.
Dinner?
Because I love going to
Yeah.
take ads to a nice restaurant or something.
I would be
Out for a little
dinner as
date.
well, yeah. Yeah, he took me to
You never used to be dinner. Cause
Never, ever, never.
Before we met.
No, I know. I know. What do you want me to say? No, he took me to my favourite restaurant in Brisbane, Hellenica. And it's well and truly my favourite. We've been to every single one in Brisbane pretty much because of him, and that's my favourite one. That'll always be my favourite. So, yeah, dinner with this bloke.
All right, I've got one more.
Yep.
If you have a most hated football drill at training, what is it?
Probably the month between November 1 and the start of March.
And everything within.
Because round 1 is... No, what would be... No, in all seriousness, I don't like... Handball games are hard, so short, small-sided handball games. And that we do that in season as well. Tommy well and truly knows how hard handball games are.
They blow you up. You got long, skinny legs. You're gone.
And in season, because in season you don't necessarily train overly hard in terms of fatigue. They don't try and fatigue you in training because you got to save yourself for game day. But you may do a specific drill. And at the Bulldogs, we do a lot of handball stuff. Handball games, and essentially what it is, it's a small-sided game, and it could be 4v4, and it's only handball, and you got to get through. It's full-on tackle. You can score from both ends, so there's a goal, but you can score from the back of it too. So it's just a lot of running that you're not really doing outside of playing on a Saturday. So yeah, that'd probably be the number one for me. I avoid the tackling. I do it in games, but I avoid it there.
You only started tackling this year, mate.
It's not true.
Yeah. Look at the stats. Someone look up the stats.
Look them up. It's not true.
All Australian. It must have worked. You have to do it next year.
Mine, I don't know. There's not many drills I don't like. Mine would be in the gym. I hate Bulgarians.
Oh, yeah.
Like Bulgarians just rip your hamstrings.
The exercise or Bulgarians?
Yeah, the exercise.
Okay.
That's very sharp, man. I thought that was very good.
Well, there you go.
That's it, just the squats.
Yeah, hate them.
There you go. Well, Ali, one more?
What's one more?
One more before we wrap up.
Melbourne Cup's coming. These boys have a horse as well. Maybe ask them about their horse, racing.
Yeah, well, what's your horse's name first?
Which one? The Lordship?
Yeah. Go Lordship.
Or Apollo Ridge with Brooke?
Yep. No. Well, you go one. I'll go the other. I'll go. We got Apollo Ridge. So Herb over there is representing Brooke and Brooks Brooms. So everyone take it out to Herb.
Herbie.
Yeah. So we're in Apollo Ridge. So Brooke essentially. Tommy's in that as well. Actually, I don't know why.
I don't know how I got in there. I said, I'll take a share if you're handing them out. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know when we're running next. It was meant to be this week, but
I think it's this Saturday maybe.
Yeah. So Apollo Ridge won. Obviously, Lordship, Joshy.
Lordship's from Germany, so got it over. It's with
not from Bulgaria.
It's with
Bulgarian. Did you hear that?
Mick Price and Michael Kent in that stable. So that's a stayer. So hopefully this time next year we're sitting here with a horse running in the Melbourne Cup. That'd be nice.
That'd be exciting.
So keep an eye out for that one.
That's something that actually we've bonded over like quite a bit, especially over the last 2 years now, is our horses. We love going to the races. I feel like when off-season comes, we go to essentially every single Saturday we can in Queensland. We go to Eagle Farm or Doomben, and we just went to their Derby Day, but up there on Saturday, and it was a really cool experience. Josh got us, of course Josh did, not me, but he got us into this, the President's Lunch, which was unbelievable, really cool experience, but that's something that we've bonded over a lot, and we're going to the Melbourne Cup tomorrow as well, and which we're matching each other's suits, so we went and got matched at...
That's what we dress up as, match each other's suits.
There we go. Where did we go? Went to Hugo Boss, so...
Yeah.
We're matched up tomorrow, so if anyone was watching the TV, you might be able to see us, but...
Ad's got this beautiful, nice blue floral shirt that he's not real happy with, but he didn't want to tell the person at the shop that he didn't like it.
Because I love everyone. I don't want to let them down. I don't want to be mean. So.
That's a lie. You were off him, I heard.
So you wait till you see his blue floral shirt tomorrow. You'll love it.
But yeah, that's something that we've bonded over quite a bit. And we talk about horses more than... We probably go horses, NFL, probably life, footy, like outside of that. Like we... horses is something we've bonded in quite a bit.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Beauty.
Well
Question.
done, Ali. Round of applause. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ali.
I'll come back up here, boys, but it's been outstanding. So the lads are going to hang around just about 8 o'clock. I just want to reiterate, we've got the silent auction back corner. No one would have seen it yet because you've all been sitting down here having a drink and a bit to eat. But, there's obviously wings, steels and beers, and if you want to get some soft drinks, still do that. Hang around here afterwards. I know some people don't want to come up and say, ask a question, but the boys are going to hang around till 8 o'clock to see you guys. And as we said, in the corner there, if you want to get your hands on some signed boots that you wore in a game not long ago and a pair of sunnies. Well, lads, that was pretty fun.
It was unreal.
I'm running out of questions, so, maybe you boys could close it up.
Oh, no, I really appreciate the fact that you guys came out and wanted to watch us just talk shit with each other here. We as I said, we love hanging shit on each other and being competitive, but we love loving each other and showing that side of things. And it's the reason why we do the podcast. And we've got a couple of cool things hopefully we can keep building on for next year. And, yeah, we just appreciate you guys coming out. I mean, we wouldn't have as much fun as we do without the interaction you guys give us, especially online when we see you in public. I mean, yesterday at the Noosa Triathlon, we were waiting at the where the swimmers go off for their solo swim, and we were literally standing there where they go off, and there was this one guy who came right past us, and there was thousands and thousands of people there, and he turned straight to us and was like, "Oh, Ads and Dunks, I love your podcast. I always listen to the podcast." So the fact that we can have an impact in people's lives is something that we appreciate, and we love the fact that you guys support us. So thank you so much.
Yep, completely agree with Ads. Is there anything you want us to work on? That's what we actually want to hear from you guys before we finish up.
Has
anyone got some feedback for us?
Any feedback? Say that for everyone.
Giving Ads a bit more love when he expresses it to you.
Okay, that's fair.
I told you he's a man's man. He doesn't give that much love.
I gave him love on grand final day, in a moment that, like he said before, so he loved that. So.
No, but it's a good question. In all seriousness, is there anything...
Because we want to obviously get in... We're doing the podcast, but more like show you what we do behind the scenes during the week, a bit more vision,
videography
visuals, stuff like that.
Yeah, if there's anything you guys can think of, maybe send it through.
Yeah, we'll put up something online. I think while we're here, because we all got photos on the professional camera, I'll come up with some kind of idea. I think everyone, correct me if I'm wrong, when you sign up, you put your email down. Okay, so we'll grab everyone's emails from the sign-ups and we'll flick you the link to the Dropbox link or Google Drive so you've got your professional photo. And we might create a little a Survey Monkey or something similar. I think you can do ones off Google that are free so people can just log in and yeah, we'll do a little feedback for next year because the boys are keen to... I think you're playing in Brisbane again. I was speaking to Brooke about that, but we might even do a giveaway where 8 people can go on Brooks Bloom's veranda and watch dunks and then vice versa down here, maybe... the Melbourne game. We'll try to, sporting globes around Australia so we can do these in different states. But yeah, I think there's all those kind of things that we can feed in.
Beautiful. That's it. You want me to wrap up?
I think we got to give Tommy a round of applause. Yep. He's a gun. He's a beauty, and we're lucky to have him on our side. So, Tommy, a round of applause.
My job's easy. These boys are they're the best blokes to work with, and we're very good mates, but they are that easygoing. I'll give you the tip. Athletes are not easygoing in terms of time management and their schedules, and there's a lot of things that go on that you guys don't see, but these two are as professional as you will get, and they love everyone. So, boys, well done, because this isn't easy. If you guys don't love it, you always rock up, you give everyone everything. So, round of applause for you boys once again.
Thank you, guys.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at BLOOMS, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
BLOOMS 3-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.